Hello there, fellow explorers. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival. Episode 23. Lime for mortar and leather. Wherever the lime is, I'm going to have to travel farther than my despawn timer to find it. There's actually an argument to be made, which is don't bring good stuff. Intentionally bring bad stuff. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I go with minimum gear to find lime? So if I die and I have like minimum gear, meaning like flint stuff, I can lose it and not care. I can also bring the copper pick, because if I lose the copper pick, it's like no big deal. So what do you think about that? Go knowing that I can just like ditch, like die and it not matter. Because if you're wondering, the issue is my gear, if I died, would despawn within 10 minutes, like real life minutes. And if I have to travel farther than 10 real life minutes to find my to find lime, then I'm not going to be able to find lime safely, protecting my gear from being destroyed by the timeout timer. So that's the idea here. And it looks like the yays have it. So I have all these hunter backpacks and the extra pelts, but I'll probably leave it. So let's consider what we're leaving. I'm going to leave the fox. I'm going to leave the pick. I'm going to leave the hammer. I am going to bring the pro pick, though. Because if I lost that, it wouldn't be a big deal. Let's just throw this flint axe out. It's basically used up. Oh, and we have a weak tannin barrel. So let's get a strong tannin barrel before I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sticks. So, we'll have weak, strong tannin, and lime wash in there. If I find lime or borax wash, I don't know, whatever we end up finding. The other thing is I'm going to want to make a big hearty stew. There's actually 2 servings left in there. I could make do with that. Pick both of these up. If I lose the cooking pots, it's like not the end of the world. And then fresh water. Although if I have to drink water, river water or whatever, pond water, so be it. And it looks like we're gonna go minimum gear. So, as far as the map goes, I've explored a lot of the east, and I would have to travel a lot farther east to find lime, because there was no lime or borax, obviously, in this section, and I live here. So I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna travel to maybe this shale biome, because it's gonna be easier for me to find stone strata when there's not dirt cover. So I'll travel around here. That's the plan. So go here, because it's the closest non-foliaged area near me. Because I've already traveled here, and there was no lime there. And if this doesn't work out, I'll go north. But like, I don't have enough of the map filled in to know the good spots. Alright, so let's get 2 spearheads, I'll say. So I'm going with 2 spears and the rest of the flint tools, and we'll just make do. I was planning on just going via shore, knowing that there's a lot of hyenas around, but like that's okay. Is that thunder? No? Looks clear to me. Alright, let's make another batch of clean water. Oh, right, shoot. And what do you guys think? How hopeful are you of my my game plan? Do you think things will go work out? In other words, what are they called? Tool. Well, there's a tool rack, but I'm looking for the mold one. What are they called again? Form? I can picture them. Dang it. No pickaxe at all, no. Or I'll bring the copper one, rather. Alright, let me just put this stuff over down here. Wasn't bringing this, obviously. I'm just moving it into the smithy. Slowly, this will become a smithy. There's no such thing as a bone pickaxe. And I'm going to leave even at night, because I know there is... The coast that I've already traveled definitely doesn't have lime, or at least not invisible. So I don't really care that it's nighttime. Anything else I need on me? I'll bring the ladders. And yeah, I think we're good to go. So find lime for leather and bricks. My offal is probably going to rot again, but whatever. I could also head over to the trees over there and, well, maybe not at nighttime. What time is it? Oh, it's going to be daybreak soon. So for those that are thalassophobic, scared to deep water, I'm about to have a lot of deep water, so I apologize. I'm not swimming around this coast. I'm just going over the dark and dreary way. I mean, there's no threat here. There's nothing going on around me. I'm just enjoying the great dark abyss. While looking at my little mini-map icon in the top right, knowing that I'm actually physically moving somewhere, traveling somewhere. Oops, I'm suffocating. Yeah, air is kind of a thing you need. Ah, the rack I'm trying to think of is the vertical rack. Yeah, there's a mold rack that I wanted to make. Vertical rack. And it allows you to store molds in it. And shields. I was blanking on the term. But thank you. I'll get that made once I'm home. No, my straw hat's still good. The rest of my clothing is terrible. It is 30 Celsius out at 4 in the morning. Mmm, delicious. And what I'm looking for reference is... Oh, that was weird. Things that can become lime. So if I look up lime, lime can be chalk, which is a very, very white color. Limestone, which is kind of the yellowy tannish. It kind of looks like chert, maybe. Or marble. And marble comes in 3 colors. White marble, pink marble, green marble. And that is what I'm looking for. So here's pink marble. And I'm just showing it to you so that you can be my eyes to help look for these things. They're very visibly different. And also, it's worth noting, they tend not to be its own... And there's the green marble. They tend not to be its own complete stone strata. They tend to be interspersed in other stones. Are there predators in the water? No. I'm totally fine. I'm safe. Unless there's like a bear swimming here. But there's no natural water predators. With that said, wolves, hyenas, bears, boars, they can follow you into the water and clobber you and kill you. But like, they're not likely in the water now. So, apart from some fish that aren't going to bother me, there's really no risk swimming like this. So I believe that's granite and andesite. Those strata up there. Does that look and sound about right to you guys? And yeah, climbing the mountain might be a good way to see the sublayers. True. As long as we can identify what the stones are at a distance. Yeah. That looks like pink granite and andesite stone. But I'm also coming over here to take advantage of my resin on all sides mod, which shows, surprisingly, resin on all sides. Because I think there was a lot more resin that I couldn't see because it wasn't on all sides when I was over here before. Hey, chickies. I ain't here for your eatings. Oh, that's purple heart. Don't worry, I won't be doing this very long. I just wanted to take a quick peek. So what I'm referencing here is I added a mod that, and I mentioned this at the start of the stream, but I added a mod between last stream and this stream, which allows you to see resin on all sides rather than a one face. So if there is resin in a tree, it's more visible. Oh yeah, here's a good example. So in this case, without the mod, that resin section might have been facing this section here, meaning that unless I was looking at it and read the words, leaking acacia log with resin, it would look like all the other resin around. But with the mod, oh, and there's another piece. But with the mod, it actually shows on all sides so that you have 3 times more likely to, 4 times more likely to see it. So yeah, there was resin over here. There's more resin. Hi, hyena. Wow, you ran from me. So I'm guessing the resin that was here previously was facing inwards and I just couldn't see it. But yep, that's a lot more resin. I just wanted to check. Is that really granite up there? That almost looks like limestone. God, would that ever be an easy search for lime if that is lime? I'm gonna double check it. Gonna wiggle my way up the hill. Because this is obviously andesite rock. What is that? Andesite gravel? Yeah. You gotta be careful on these hills because it doesn't take much. Like if I got attacked by like a hyena or something and it like knocked me backwards, I would get like launched down the mountain and die a crushing death. Is granite gravel? No, it's probably granite. If it's granite gravel, it's probably granite. Just trust but verify. No, I could tell it's granite. Okay, let's move on. Mod has already earned its keep? Yeah. So now I know 4 local sources of resin And if I come back here once every, like, in-game week or so, I should be able to get... slowly build up my stocks of resin, so if I ever need to make axles or something similar, I can. Which will be nice. Oh, don't do it. I like how they just keep getting spooked. Oh, there's more. You're alive, right? You kind of look dead, bud. I'm assuming you're alive. I don't want to dedicate any of my backpack slots to holding a corpse, so... Free protein. You thought I was done with termites, probably. What is that? Is that a chain viper? That kind of looks like a chain viper to me. Yep, it's a chain viper. Let's leave that alone. Definitely don't need to get munched on by something venomous. It's an oak rope? That it is. Okay, got a little close to that hyena. If I ever... Once... Oh, no, stop it. Piss off. Once, it's voted on that a return to hunting, there seems to be no shortage of game around me. So one of the things I'm checking for here is the stone strata. Obviously, that is what we're interested in now. So everything around me looks to be andesite for now, and we'll just keep checking. And then the other thing is I wanted to periodically do prospecting just so that if I get reads on borax, you know, it gives me a good hint in where to look. Bismuth, zinc, copper, iron, tin, but no borax. Good variety, but not high likelihood. We also have another oak forest here. These are oaks. Wow, where I had marked, I thought was going to be farther. It's really not that far from home. I might travel even farther out. We'll see. Lots of free protein, though. And just periodically looking down the caves to see if there's, like, any obvious... The borax would be, like... Borax looks like this. So borax can be in host rock of chert, in host rock of conglomerate, in host rock of limestone, in host rock of claystone, and in host rock of shale. So one of the reasons why I haven't found borax is I haven't had any of those 5 host rocks in a biome. So, in andesite and granite, it would not be possible to find it, right? It's not going to be in those host rocks. So I'm going to have to go to, like, chert, conglomerate, shale, claystone, or limestone to even find it in the first place. Hence the wandering farther away from home, because everywhere so far has been granite and andesite. And almost entirely andesite. For the coffee fund, well, cheers! This isn't coffee, but I appreciate it. What are we in host rock now? Still andesite. The terrain's looking a lot different, I must say. Which, oh, City Keep, thank you for the cheer. The host fun and the cheer. Look at all of the termites. We also got some berries here, which I'm not gonna dig up the bushes. I have so many bushes at home, I really don't need more bushes. But it's good for hydration and food. Let's do another prospecting. There's a bunch of exposed rock. Hey, Raul, the vintage story is going pretty good today. I like accidentally found iron while looking for... What was I even looking for? I was just wandering. Bismuth, zinc, iron. Okay. So here's the granite fields I had identified. We've got andesite boulders. Ooh, yes. So I came this way. Wow, I can't even speak because this looked like shale sand to me, and it is indeed shale. So now we are in a different strata. A different base stone, which can host borax. Yeah, I was collecting stalactites and boulders for cobblestones and just found... Oh, what's that stone right there? What's that tan stuff? That looks like limestone to me. I don't know what else it would be at that color. I'm coming! Whoa, okay. Oh, wait. That looks like limestone down there. I'd rather have it on the surface and not fall in a hole for it, but I almost, I think, fell into what I was looking for. I am very bad at identifying stone other than bauxite, because bauxite is so very orange. Bauxite's easy to tell from a distance, because it's friggin', it looks toxic. This is limestone! Yeah, I was right. Well, that was not much of a search. Thank goodness. There's also a oh, you know what? I'm going to prospect here as well. There's a non-zero chance that I find borax around here, because this is a lime host rock. And Glitch, thank you for the cheer. So let's also prospect for it as well. No, or not. It's like, nope, there's no stone here. And the purpose of all this lime is now we can make a lime wash. So lime is essentially just ground up limestone, which we can make into lime water or slaked lime for the purpose of leather making and brick making for both mortar and was that claystone up there? No, that's just dirt. For mortar and for leather. So I don't need a ton of this, and it really, honestly, was not that far from home. But I think it's probably warranting me to mark this down. There's limestone. So I have a marker here. Let me know. Cheers. And that helps a lot. If you're wondering, the struggle for borax is very rough. In regular vintage story that isn't Homo Sapien mode, you do have traders, and you can buy limestone, or you can buy lime, chalk, you know, marble, or borax from them, depending on their offerings. So sometimes you just need to earn currency, which is gears, and sell gears or sell items for gears in order to buy what you need. And in my case, in Homo Sapien mode, there are no traders anywhere, so it's completely self-reliant and self-sourced, which had me really worried that I was not going to be able to find lime or borax. Now, I still need borax for... I would still like borax, because I can't make a iron anvil without borax, but I don't really need an iron anvil either, unless I'm planning on teching up even more. While I'm here, I'm just gonna get 2 full stacks of lime, but this was far less of a far less of a brutal search than I thought it would be. Yep, it's going to be quarantine once I get home. Back to the daily grind. Worried about a cave-in? I'll be fine. Do I need a quern? I do. I will need a quern. But, like, that's easy. Alright, let's remove this go here marker. While I'm here, I just want to take a gander around to see if there's, like, anything else that I might have overlooked, because I obviously honed in on the fact that I found lime. I mean, it's very pronounced. It was pretty easy to spot, because it's just not the same color as everything else. But, looking around to make sure that, like, there isn't any fertile soil or... yeah, some surface copper bits. Sure, I guess I'll mark it. I don't really need more copper. I have so much back home, but it's possible in shale to find borax. So the fact that I'm in a shale sand zone means that, like, borax is not impossible to find around here. I'm almost tempted to just, like, punch a hole in this lake and, like, see what these... I don't think I'm gonna... Wow, Jesus. Magically find subsurface borax, but if there was borax, it'd be around here. So let's, before I head home, let's prospect... Oh, well, there's lead. So if we wanted to make stained glass windows, zinc. So now I can make bismuth, bismuth bronze, because we have bismuthine near base. Also the brass torch holders. Brass plates is sometimes needed for, you know, which is zinc and copper. So we can make torch holders out of that. That was good fun. I am sort of oh, Jesus. Let's prospect this area anyway. I'm just sort of curious what it tells me. But I've found pretty much every metal now, right? Every major metal, I should say. Except for silver. I haven't found silver. So this is decent copper. It's actually poor lead and zinc. It just happens to have lead and zinc, too. It has a tiny chance for coal. And then besides from my curiosity, I'm curious how much zinc there is here, so I'm going to do a node search to see if it's like a trace amounts or not. Small amounts. All right, so there's a little bit of zinc. If I could, you know, there's enough to probably make holders around here. And then that is a bountiful amount of lead. So cool. It's fun, like, once you know Vintage Story enough, once you're, like, experienced enough, the grind for resources becomes far less of a grind because you kind of just get a sense of, like, where things should be geologically. Don't. So it's not to say that that wasn't luck, but a lot of the caves I've gone into, there's been stuff, right? And rather... Oh, geez, that is a death drop. Rather than having to, like, dig my own caves or whatever, you know, I identify naturally forming caves just from their color and poke my head in, and I've been very lucky into what I've been finding. But it's not all luck. So this is back to andesite, which is far less interesting of a rock because that's the host rock that we live in. So it's a very shallow layer of shale. But I'll do one more prospecting before I venture back. I'm not really sure even what metals I'd be looking for at this point. So I don't really have need of any. So this is high copper mixed with other stuff. Got it. I have no reason to believe that there's something worth my time over here. I'm just gotta satisfy that itch sometimes. I don't always commit to spelunking, but when I do... Yeah, there's a lot of logic in it. I'm doing it. I have the material to get myself out. Well, we got copper. Probably only going to be copper, I'd imagine. This just seemed like a giant... Ooh, there's even cave soil. It seemed like a... is that tin? Cassiterite? Yeah, I believe that is. That is tin. Well, straight up bronze. This is the bronze tunnel. Will I be able to find my way out? That is the next question. The more important one. It is a giant field of saltpeter. Oh my god, there's a lot of saltpeter here. Ooh, Jesus. That is one of the biggest terrain generations of saltpeter I've seen. Like, straight up. It is insane amounts. Yeah, saltpeter massive. That is just a lot of saltpeter. Just coating the whole cave. Oh my god. What is this cave? What metal is this? Is this iron again? Yeah, that's iron ore and andesite. Oh my goodness. I have 11 ladders. And I'm dehydrating to death. Alright, let's fix the hydration. Okay, found even more iron. This is shale gravel. It's a shale pool. I'm a little worried about... Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. There is no strategic value in me searching this cave, because this cave is, like, rather far from home. Oh, it just keeps going. Whoa, and there's even more saltpeter. I was just curious, like, how massive and expansive it is, and it's a huge cave. Oh well. I don't need that torch anyway. Rich copper. Well, yeah. My god. Talk about metal rich. It's got iron, it's got copper, it's got tin. It's got, not far from here, zinc and lead. So if the vein of iron I found back at my home runs out, this is a good place. Good to know. All right, let's get on out of here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna probably want that andesite. Pick that back up. Well, it wouldn't have nasties. They They don't spawn. Now that I've, like, turned off the living dead, that was an accident. I thought I had turned it off. Mark this cave. I intend to. Once I'm closer to being out. Alright, this is giant cave with Fiku. Fiku matter. Alright, where am I? I have like cave sickness. This way. Raven Bear, thank you for the gifted subs. It's crazy how, like, absolutely passive the hyenas are compared to wolves. They really behave differently than wolves. Oh. Well, frickin' hell, man. Alright. That's amazing. It's not my first node, but, like, this is a lot of meteoric iron in a completely not impact crater. Normally it's an impact crater. This is just like chilling. Holy moly. This is the ore stream? No kidding. So once I have iron tools, I can muster up some meteoric iron to make something special out of it. For those that don't know, in this game, you have multiple tiers, like flint would be 0, copper, as you can see, is attack tier 2, tool tier 2. You know, iron. So meteoric iron is like the bridge between iron and steel. It's better than iron, but it's not as good as steel. Steel is actually considerably better than meteoric iron for like durability, damage, etc., because it's so labor. Oh, we're watching natural predation. It's so labor intensive to make. I have really no intention to bother to make my own steel in this game, in this run. Steel is really useful in regular Vintage Story because you fight eventually a lot of tier 4 enemies. There's just not a lot of tier 4 enemies in a Homo Sapien run. Almost everything is tier 2. Bears are like, there are some tier 4 bears, but like I'd need to be in the Arctic for that. Polar bears, right? Because polar bears, really, it's not going to tell me anything about them. Polar bears, I believe, are tier 4 enemies, whereas like most other bears, black bears, brown bears, are like tier 3, I think. And then you have sun bears and wow, my words, man. Panda bears, sun bears. Why can I think of sun bears but not panda bears? That are like not even hostile. Point being, because I'm on Homo Sapien mode, there just isn't really a need for tier 4 gear. It's overkill. I mean, if this series is to be voted on for a long, long time, and it does make sense in the natural progression of things to like tech up to steel, I'm not going to say no. It's just not important. Because once I have like tier 3 gear, once I have like iron chainmail, like nothing's ever going to kill me. Gravity will, but gravity is going to kill you regardless of what you wear. What was that? A pygmy goat? Yo, I'm curious what kind of goat you are, bud. But if you run away from me like that, I can't tell. Was that a fruit tree? Probably. There's fruit trees everywhere. I haven't really been on the concern. Fine, you got away. What sand is this? Is this granite? Andesite? Okay. For a second, I thought I was falling in a hole. moment of panic. So, unlike on my way out, I'm following the coast on my way back. Pretty familiar. I mean, I've been all around this coast. A lot. You know what? Let's do some prospecting. Ooh. This is... I'm not gonna go, like, I want to make it home before too late, but this looks like a pretty cool cave, too. The entrance is huge. Leather is tier 1. Very high magnetite, so there's probably iron in this cave, I'd imagine. I'm not gonna bother looking for it, because it's about to get dark, and I want to get home and make some lime wash. And finish the bricks. Finish the well. Because you guys voted for a well. You didn't vote for me, cave splunking. I just went in Rome. Yeah, it is a lot less stress-inducing to search caves knowing that there isn't, like, mega super monster drifter rip my face off mobs down there. And, like, half the hyenas I walk by, like, panic and run away from me. I feel like the game should incorporate a chance... Oh, no, that's a chain viper. Should incorporate a chance for wild animals to flee if you offhand or mainhand a torch. I mean, I'm no, like, animal botanist or whatever, but I suspect that the chance of you getting attacked by a wild animal IRL, if you're running around with, like, torch in your hand, probably lowers. I don't know if there's science to back that up, but I'd imagine that's probably the case. And even if it isn't, I think it's would be a compelling game mechanic, regardless of whether that is true or not. And to have the benefit of that disappear if you are using a lantern. Therefore, there'd be a reason to run around with a torch for less light than a lantern, because that'd be a cool balance, where, like, lanterns don't thwart animals, but torches do, but torches aren't as bright. I could get behind that. I could even see a mod for that. I don't know what the chance would be, but it would just, like, ever so slightly nudge the chance that they flee. Maybe even more than ever so slightly, but still. You can think it makes sense. I need to start working my way. I don't know, actually, this coast is jagged. Alright, let's just keep going this way. Bears and wolves more likely to hunt you down carrying a lantern in the winter? I don't know. That'd be another cool feature. I don't know if that's a thing, but that the hungrier an animal gets, the more aggressive it gets. Because in real life, you know, if you happen upon a jaguar in the rainforest and it just ate, it's not going to hunt you. Not unless you're messing with it. Right? Predators... There's not a lot of predators in nature that, like, play, that hunt for fun, hunt for sport. Interestingly, like, house cats hunt for sport more than almost any other animal, I think. But, like, wild animals really don't hunt for sport. You know, they're out surviving. They're not killing for funsies. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rudimont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rudimont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow survivors.